Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Market Update. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be talking about what to do in a bear market, Palantir's earnings, and the Bitcoin crash. But before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation and should not be construed as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. The NASDAQ is officially in a bear market territory with the rest of the market not far behind. What is your advice on how to handle bear markets?
Well, good morning, everyone. And times like these it's tough. It really is. It's trying to share out think pipes here, and that's not working. So let's get over to CNBC here. What do you do in the bear market? Well, the real strategy takes place before the bear market gets here, right? So that's what I want to show you. So it can seem like you're doing nothing at the bottom, but really all the action has been already taken, right? And you kind of are where you are, and you really have to just hunker down and hold. So here we are at the end. This is the 1 year chart. This is the NASDAQ. If you look down here, NASDAQ's down 23.81%. So again, bear market being usually identified as being down 20%. The Dow and the S&P are not down this far, but NASDAQ, certainly the tech names are. So where did we make the big moves? Well, the big moves were back here in January. That's where we got rid of most of the speculative stuff. If you're holding speculative stuff through, still, first of all, that was a conscious decision you made to hold that, right? We blew out of most of that stuff back in here. There was some false hope, I bought, but then, so it's like you sell speculative stuff and then the market drops. Do you buy the speculative stuff right back? Generally, no, you don't. Anytime you buy the dip, and I bought here, which was early, I bought here, which is early, and bought here, which was also early, but I'm not buying back the speculative stuff. I'm buying the core holdings, right? Your Apples, your Amazons, your Googles, your Home Depots, your Medtronics. I mean, names that are the best of breed out there. So it can seem like nothing is going on, but if you're making all your decisions here, you're 3 months late, right? So you make the decisions up front. I use the 5 to 8% sell-off mark as the time to go into portfolios and make a decision on things. If you hold something that's speculative or not best of breed, then you kind of have to take the ride with it. You don't really want to just bail on stuff down here just because the pain got too high. It's like you chose to take the pain back here, so you want to just go ahead and just hold through. Wait for the market to recover. It will. I don't know if it'll be today, this week, next month, or next year, but the market will recover. And when the market screams back higher, you'll be happy you bought down in here. If you go to cash right now and sit with a large chunk of cash, I think in retrospect, that will be an error, unless you're doing it for your own mental health, right? If you're doing it just because you don't want exposure to the market, that's fine. If you are doing it, but what you're doing is you're reducing your exposure to the equity market when prices are lower than they were. When obviously, if you take all the emotions out of it and look at it from the outside in, which is how you should do it, you would say, I would want to increase my exposure when the prices are down, right? So the human, human nature side of it is to, oh my God, can't take the pain. Let's go to cash. I don't want to see my account balance drop anymore. Well, if you ask yourself this, so it's like, okay, fast forward to May of 2027. Okay, is the stock market higher than it is now? Probably. Is it a lot higher? Probably, right? That's how markets work over time. When you go look at the 5 year chart, we did this in 2018, December 2018. We did it right here, right? So did the market go higher? Yes, it did. Did it go a lot higher? Yes, it did. So if you go out 5 years and say, well, if the market, we're at 12,441 right now, if we're at 18,000 in 5 years, are you going to care what the intraday balance was at, on May 9th? No, you're not. I can guarantee you're not. And if you still have vivid memories of May 9th, 5 years from now, then you are not cut out to invest in the stock market because you are hanging on way too tight. right? So this can mess with your head. Obviously, it's a challenge. I'm not trying to say it isn't. I'm just saying that if you kind of back out and look at certain things, that will help you with your bear market strategy. So to kind of recap, Allison, the time to, we went through the portfolios pretty hard back in here, went through the 401ks back in here, and honestly, we got rid of the speculative stuff. So we're just sitting and holding. If you have cash and you can come off the sidelines and buy more, that's great. If you don't, you're simply gritting your teeth and holding through the bottom here. And that's what you do in a bear market.
Next, Palantir released earnings this morning and the stock is getting crushed. Is ticker PLTR a buy, sell, or hold?
Well, Palantir is a great company that does great things for the world. It's just, my personal opinion, they've run this company into the ground and make it unholdable. And you're looking at the CEO there, and I don't know if it's he or the board or whatever, but we left the stock, months, if not a year ago, for his pay package alone. It's like the third biggest in all time. So it's like, okay, if you're going to pay yourself that much, goodbye. You're not getting my cash. You're not getting my investors' cash. And good for you for pillaging your company of all that extra money, right? So when we look at the chart here, you can see it's down 18% this morning. Well, it's just been crushed. So if at some point this becomes a buy again, it's down so much, but really, it's up here at 28 at the middle of last year. It's been on a straight, over 75% drop, if you will. It was up at almost 40. You back it up a year ago or a year and a half ago. You look down here at the financials, still not profitable, just losing money hand over fist. I mean, great company, does great things. Just they need some business management, I think, before you could put capital behind this company. So when is it a buy? I still think it's a clear sell, even at 771. I don't know if it gets down to maybe below 5, you could take a look at it. But if they don't change the leadership, then I don't really think there's a reason to put your money behind the stock.
Last, Bitcoin has dropped from around 40,000 to 32,000. Is now the time to buy?
Well, Bitcoin is another one that if what do you do when the price drops, right? So, we're going to go over here to the CNBC crypto. And there's back up over 33 now. But here's the 1-year chart with your Bitcoin. And this is almost even more so important than being able to hold through a bear market in the equities market, is if you believe in crypto and you want to own it, then own it, right? You don't really want to think about how much it's fluctuating on a daily basis, right? So it was up above 60. People said it was going to 100 before the end of last year. It did not. Down at 33, obviously that's the lowest it's been in 10 months or so. So, if you are a believer in crypto and you think there's a way forward, and I do think Bitcoin's going to be around, 20, 30, 50 years from now. I don't know about the rest, but I think Bitcoin is. Ethereum, Ripple, maybe those, the major coins, if you will. But certainly I would not be looking to sell Bitcoin here. And, I do invest in this for some folks. We hold it through MicroStrategy, which is a proxy investment for Bitcoin. But I'm planning on holding this through unless you think crypto's over, right? So generally nothing has changed in the market, just kind of like the equities market. Nothing is changing, right? We're raising interest rates, but nothing else is really changing. So I would simply hold here. So that's kind of my take on Bitcoin. It does kind of parlay to the other coins, if you will. I would kind of get out of the rest and pile into Bitcoin and Ethereum and kind of hold those through the bear market that they're going through as well.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Please submit your questions as a comment through social media or directly to our email at vipservices@ankerstarwealth.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get daily updates. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.